Hey, welcome back to another week of the Menacing Podcast. Or Anti-Heroes.
We got some good compliments on the...
On our last two?
Oh.
We'll have to dive into those, if you can pull those up.
And actually, give me one moment. I need to get my phone.
Oh, no, that's fine. I was just going to finish the intro.
Yeah, give out the deets. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. Hey, guys, we apparently, some of you did enjoy our anti-hero number 1 and number 2 of last week. So we're gonna try to keep that energy going. But in the meantime, please make sure that you check out the Facebook and Twitter. You can find our X. It's at Menacing Podcast. Facebook, Menacing Podcast. Email us your thoughts on any of the shows, menacingpodcast@gmail.com. And as a reminder, I'm going to get this out the way too. As a reminder, If you are looking for a home, your forever home.
Not like an actual house to live in. We're not...
Oh, no. This is for an actual house.
Oh.
Please.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
No.
I thought you were inviting people to live here.
Oh, no. No, a house away from Russ. Please get a hold of oh my goodness, I just drew a blank. Here we go. I remembered. It's Hatowski Homes, Mike and Renee. We will get that information up on our socials. Find your forever home. They are good people. You'll feel their warmth as you feel the warmth of your new home. All right.
I like it. And far away, probably.
Yeah. And far away from Russ. So he doesn't have to deal with your actual comments in real life.
Yes. You know what? I'm too sensitive for it.
Yeah. He's more of a keyboard warrior. Like, don't ask him to go to war. But if you need some snarky remarks done on social media.
I'm your guy.
Yes.
Snark with the best of them. I can't believe.
Okay, you can't
that
believe.
We forgot to go. We got to go. We're going to roll back a little bit.
Oh, goody.
To our most controversial episode ever.
Oh, yes.
That was the name of it.
It was, because I was talking about Australia. You were talking about India.
So we asked the audience.
Oh, jeez.
With a poll. So he said, was Brent talking about India or Australia being founded in 1901? Again, if you're not familiar, go back and listen. It's a great episode, our most controversial episode ever. And actually, we did have one listener comment, just wow. In the annals of podcast history, never has such a controversial podcast been delivered with such a tapestry of hard-hitting facts. And that really boils down to what this podcast is about. Yes. A tapestry of hard-hitting facts.
We do what we can.
So anyways, the results of the poll are in.
Yeah.
And they're great, first and foremost, because we asked the audience.
No, they're not great.
India, Australia, or we did present them with a third option.
Yeah.
Which was Russ is always right.
Yeah. I feel like you paid off some listeners.
And there was 100% of the vote.
I feel like you paid off some listeners.
In what world would you think I would pay people?
I don't know. With cookies?
No, that's true. I could do that.
Yeah.
The one with 100% of the vote, the winner is Russ is always right.
All right.
So thank you to those who participated. Your honesty in the face of Brent's lies.
Thanks for sharing your truths.
It's a tapestry of truth, if you will.
A tapestry.
So that we appreciate.
Who are we, Indiana Jones? I'm here for the tapestries.
It belongs in a museum. That was a very bad Harrison Ford impression. But yeah, so there was. I can't believe we didn't mention that because it's the greatest poll in the history of polls.
I thought you were pulling up other things about our anti-hero.
Oh no, this is people who told me in person.
Oh, okay.
This is feedback I received from our listeners who know me.
Oh,
not my mom, interestingly enough, but they said they liked the gritty anti-hero. They thought it was very funny. We just did something new. People may be asking themselves, why? Why did you do this? Because we can.
Yeah.
It's our podcast. We can do whatever we want.
Yeah.
So we did this fun little two-parter.
Yes, we did.
You know, kind of ending it on a cliffhanger and then having a second episode that you have to listen to. We're really doing our best to get drum up as many listens as possible. So.
Hope it's working.
Mm-hmm. Tell your friends.
Yeah.
And again, why? Because we can. It's our podcast.
Yeah.
And
if you don't like it,
tell us, and we'll probably change it because we're very interactive like that. And we're
very insecure.
Not very confident. Yeah, we are not confident men.
Oh my goodness. Speaking of that.
Oh, okay.
So I went to go give plasma early this week.
I didn't think they
think
they were doing plasma TVs anymore.
Yeah. No. That would be weird, though. You hang up a plasma TV and it's somebody's donation of plasma.
Wait a second. Where does it go?
The plasma? To sick people, I guess.
No.
Yes.
I gave plasma, and I was under the impression it went to TVs. I didn't know.
And as much as you could give, it'd be a 72-inch.
Right?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
That's why you got one up in your...
It goes to sick people?
Yeah. Or research.
Like, research... What?
I don't know. On
new plasma TVs?
Yeah. Maybe.
Okay. I could get on board with that. I'm really upset now.
Yeah.
Because
you've been lied to.
I thought it was going towards those plasma TVs, which explains...
Breaking news.
Uh-oh.
Plasma does not go to TVs.
That is distressing.
Goes to sick people.
I feel like they should be upfront about that. It's very misleading.
They should put a warning out.
It doesn't go to like a next-gen weaponry?
Well,
plasma rifles?
I don't know. I have no idea. Plasma
Heated
rifles.
plasma.
So your plasma rifle's on stun.
Yes.
What?
Yeah, every army battalion would also have a battalion of people that they take the plasma from to reload.
Yes. Yeah. Just walking around with needles out of their arm.
That's an extended clip is just
I'm out of ammo. Don't worry. I got Billy Bob behind me.
Hook him up.
So I went in to go get some plasma, and I walk over to the spot that I'm going to sit down, and there was 3 workers, and as soon as I start walking over, they dispersed, and I was like, oh, and one of them looked like they begrudgingly turned, and it's their section.
Wait, so they were like leaving, and then all of a sudden had this realization that it was their section?
Well,
like,
no.
Or they were still there, and they just happened to
they
try to not make eye contact with you?
They were like, oh, yeah, I do have to work.
Oh, yeah.
So she comes over, and I was like, I said to her, well, that was a little disconcerting. I started walking over, and all 3 of you just left. I was like, what's wrong with me?
Dead man walking.
And she, like, without missing a beat, loved the humor. She goes, it's because you stink. It's like, oh, what?
Oh.
She goes, oh, no, you don't really stink. I was like, oh, no. So her and I get into this conversation about stinking. I was like, well, I just got out of work. I thought I didn't smell that bad. And she goes, no, you don't really stink. I was like, no, I have a thing where if I feel like I stink, she goes, you don't stink. Like,
she didn't realize how insecure the person she was joking with.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second. She goes, oh, don't worry about it. These coats that we wear, they really trap it in. So, like, if I forget to put on deodorant, I'm smelling myself. And I'm like, oof.
I like how she tries the self-deprecating route to make you feel better.
Yeah. And
did it work?
It did a little bit.
Okay.
She calmed me down, and I was like, oh, man.
She calmed me down.
Yeah, she's like,
usually
easy.
It's the fact that they're taking blood and plasma from you.
She put a salt block in front of me and was like, easy there. And I just started licking it.
Have a carrot, you know.
But I was...
Why the long face? Those
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
things,
It really threw me off, though. She, like, without missing a beat, though, she's like, it's because you stink.
And
like,
you fell for it. You're like,
I was like, well, I just got out of work. But I did the armpit thing, you know? Like, I had a hoodie on.
Yeah.
So they have, you know, they have to get the plasma from your arm.
Yeah.
So before I actually started the whole process, I had to go to the bathroom because I'm drinking copious amounts of water so that I can get in and get out. Go. So I take off my hoodie in the bathroom, and while I do that, I'm like, ooh, let me do a pit check. So I do a quick smell, and I'm like, no, it smells like my deodorant.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I'm like, sweet. I'm good to go. And then when I get over there, as soon as she's like, you stink, I'm like, oh no, I did a pit check. I thought I smelled good. And it threw me off, but we had a good laugh about it.
Well, that's always good.
Now everybody everybody that listens to the podcast knows that I have a phobia of stinking. Of course, if you don't have a phobia,
I feel like they might have known that already.
If you don't have a phobia about your own BO, like, then you're just mean. Because, like, if you don't care about how you smell around other people, you are the problem.
Oh, that's kind of true, though, right?
Yeah.
Well, I just feel like you're calling people out. You're calling people to the mat, if you will.
Oh yeah. Don't get me wrong. If I'm playing a sport or if I'm doing some manual labor and I'm sweating and there's other people around me that are sweating, I don't care. But if I'm doing a sport or manual labor and I'm sweating and somebody goes, "Hey, let's go somewhere," I'm like, no, nope. I have to go shower first.
Nope.
No, I can't just, I have to go shower. I can't just go somewhere and be like, yeah, I smell fine.
It doesn't even have to, I try to stay away from manual labor.
Oh yeah, that's very evident.
Or exercise.
That's also evident.
But just existing makes me sweat. Just the part of, the strenuous labor of being
Have you ever...
That makes me...
Since you mentioned that, have you ever been, like, driving and you thought of something and instantly you just started sweating?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, it could be nothing. It could be just like, oh, no, when I get home, I have to X, Y, and Z. And you're like, oh, why am I sweating?
You literally cause yourself to panic and you start sweating. That's my life. My life is just making myself panic and sweat.
I'm glad I'm not the only one. Because, like, I've been driving and just gone, oh, why am I sweating? Oh, no, I know why.
If somebody writes a biography about me, I probably wouldn't do it on an autobiography, but I feel like if somebody wrote a biography about me, the title could just be Anxiety and Sweat. The Russ story.
Sweat happens.
Yeah, sweat happens.
Walk
outside and it's 70 degrees and humid. It's like, oh, sweating.
Yep.
Let's go to a parade. Oh, okay. Add people to the mix. Goodness. Yeah, that'll help everything.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, speaking of that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm dreading the upcoming parades.
Oh.
Because my wife likes to take the kids.
Yeah.
And drags me along.
You like to be present.
And I'm just like, okay. And she goes, it's a beautiful day. And I'm like, no, it's not.
That's the problem.
I look like a POW. I know the clothes are somewhat put together, but I look like I have a greasy face. I have sweat stains in places people shouldn't. Like, why is there a wet spot in the middle of my shirt down by my belly button? Why? What's going on? Why is it dark by the buttocks of my pants?
That's the one. That's the worst one.
She's like, aren't you having fun? No.
No, I'm not. I'm hot. I'm grumpy.
Yeah.
And
I'm hungry. The kids are taking all the candy. I just want one piece of candy. They take it all.
That fireman was clearly throwing it at me.
He looked directly into my soul, and threw that Tootsie Roll at me. I wanted it.
The best is if you can at least find a spot with some water and pretend like you fell and rolled around in the water.
Yeah, that would be.
And it's like, oh, why are you covered? Well, it's not sweat. I fell
tripped and rolled
you around accidentally.
But it's always my luck. It's completely dry.
Completely dry, and nobody.
Not even a sprinkler on.
What I don't get is you look around at other people,
and they look fine.
They're fine. It's like, how are you? You're comfortable. You don't look like you sat in something.
Some 85-year-old man rolls past you with an oxygen machine, and you're like, dude, aren't you hot? No, I'm comfortable. Well, why aren't you sweating?
Joe Biden at the parade? Is that what what gets me the most is when you see, like, people larger than you walking around, not a drop of sweat on them. And you're like, what am I doing? Am I having a stroke?
You're like, I kind of want to walk up to some of those people that are a little bit larger than life and go, dude, do you have like an Under Armour underneath your shirt that's pulling all the sweat away from your outer shirt? What's going on?
Did you have plastic surgery and plug up every sweat gland on your body?
Yeah, I don't know.
How is this possible? Because I'm sweating like a pig.
Yeah.
And you
look fine.
You're fine.
You look comfortable. You look fine.
You don't have ginormous pit stains.
Yes. Yeah. And it's crazy too, because then people, like, I don't get people, like, I kind of get people's perception of me and my wife. And then my kids.
Like a hostage sort of situation.
Well, like, my wife is much smaller than me. And not height. She's tall, but she's a very petite woman.
Yes. Yep.
And then my kids, they're kind of a weird giant formation of a mix between my wife and I. But they're all walking. They all look normal, and then I'm picking up the trail, and they're like, where are those wetness spots coming from? And I'm just like, I'm with them. Don't worry about me. And just, like, all I can see is people, like, looking at my beautiful family, and then me picking up the, like, what is wrong with that dude? And how did he pull her?
The ogre following the family.
Yeah.
Oh, people, whenever we're out, people always come up to my wife and say, ma'am, do you need help? I don't understand it.
It's because you always look angry.
Yeah. Because I'm always hot. There's always people around.
I know. I love going to the theater. And it's been a while since my wife and I have gone, but I like sitting there, and I'm like, oh, it feels so good in here. And she goes, it's freezing. Yeah, I'm like, no, this is the only spot where we can go on a date, and I'm not bleeding through my shirt.
Yes. And the nice thing is you're also in the dark with everyone. Like, even it doesn't even matter, even if you're bleeding through your shirt.
Yeah. And it's just like, I'm like, I feel so good. And she goes, I need a coat. That's on you.
You can bring one.
Yeah, like
Next
you
time,
bring.
pack one.
It's 85 degrees out and it's 100% humidity. You bring a coat. I don't care. I'm going to sit in comfort.
Yeah,
and I absolutely love it. That's probably why we don't go to very many movies together. She hates how cold it is in there.
Yep.
I'm like, geez, but yeah, actually, and the reason why I say I think I kind of understand people's perception of my wife and I is because. Not too long ago, we were out with some people, and I love this family. Oh, it's actually the family that we went to the Super Bowl. If you guys don't know who I'm talking about, go back to the Super Bowl episode and you'll know. But so this she's absolutely wonderful. The wife of my friend, was born in England and raised and spent most of her life in Australia.
Oh, that's right. It's the one from across the pond.
Yes. And then across the ocean. Put another shrimp on the barbie.
Goodbye, mate.
Yeah.
So we've got a bunch of creatures down here that can kill you.
Yeah.
Come on and live.
Yeah.
We're also all criminals. We talked about that in another episode.
Yes.
You have to listen to
it. Let's not start it because this is the great controversy.
Yes, that's right.
But we were out at a restaurant, and she kind of like looks up from her dinner, and she looks at me, and she looks at my wife, and she goes, how did you two like match up? Because my wife is seriously, like, I could lose the amount of pounds my wife is and be healthy. Like, that's how small she is. Actually, that's how big I am.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's be honest about that.
It's how big I am. Like, I could lose her body weight, and people would be like, whoa, dude, you look healthy. So, like, but I've always been bigger than, like, I've always been, Like, even, it's so funny when people see my picture from the Marine Corps. They're like, dude, that's not you. I'm like, oh, yeah, it is. I was 185 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
But it was just like,
boy, you let that go.
wow. Yeah, I did. That's what happens when you don't wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and you instantly get smoked.
When you have no discipline?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. America needs one giant drill instructor in their face every morning.
Yeah.
All of Americans.
Oh, that's a great idea. Every town gets their own designated drill instructor. Yeah.
At 5 o'clock sharp in the morning, a siren goes off, preferably the tornado one, just to put everybody in an anxious mood.
Yeah.
And then you're up.
It's really disappointing when a real tornado comes through because nobody's really...
But you'll be awake for it.
That's true. That's true.
You'll be awake
You'll
for
be
it.
disciplined.
Yes. You'll be able to run.
And you can fight a tornado with your fists at that point.
Exactly.
We should talk about that at some point. Who would win in a fight with a tornado? But I... Seems like that might be an easy one to
Mike
figure out.
Tyson or...
But the tornado's like, he bit my ear off. Wasn't that Tyson who did that?
Yes.
Yeah.
To who?
Oh
my goodness! If you know this, I'm going to be shocked.
I don't.
Oh, come on. Come on. His last name almost sounds religious. Actually, his last name does kind of sound religious.
Donald Jewish?
Not Holyfield.
Donald Jewberger?
Yeah.
Christian,
oh my God.
Christian Catholic?
Why is it? Yeah. Why is that all Jews? Huh? Christian Catholic. Yes.
I
Fish fry.
Put them all together.
Lent. It was Lent.
Mike Ramadan.
Holy.
Yeah, you hit your knee there.
Just banged my knee against the desk.
Oh yeah. Okay. Holyfield. That's
Holyfield.
Not quite where I was at. But it's interesting you talk about people looking at you and saying, how'd you get your wife?
Yeah.
I mean, Beauty and the Beast was a made-up story.
Yeah, no, it's real life.
I actually think I get that a lot too. Obviously, my wife's very attractive and very petite, and I'm not. And
attractive or petite?
Or petite, yeah, neither of those things.
Actually, when you met her, you tricked her. You tricked her because when you guys met, you were very slim. You were proud of your body. You had like a sweet, shapely beard. You were slim. You were tight.
The beard was awful.
You were tight and you looked like you could take on the world.
Certainly were none. I was never tight. I don't think I've ever been tight in my life.
It looked like you could take on the world, and then you asked her, and you're like, well, this is what you get. It's like, it was like...
You know, the worst thing is she's going to be listening to this episode going, see, that is exactly what I said. Brent is so right.
Good. We should put up a poll.
I don't know if I would win that one.
No, you absolutely would not.
I always love using it in when I'm having a debate with atheists. Because I'll be like, if God doesn't exist, how did I get my wife?
There you go.
They usually they don't have an answer. They'll be like, you got me.
Yeah. They instantly become Christian.
Yes, I've converted a lot.
You've converted
with that argument.
Yeah, hey, it's a solid argument.
Yeah, I mean, it really. You got nothing.
Look at her. Look at
me.
Look at her.
Now tell me how. It doesn't just happen.
Yeah.
This isn't natural selection.
Yeah. Lady Luck was not on my side.
If this was left up to natural selection, I'd be dead on a beach.
Multiple people would try to push me into the water.
We gotta keep him wet until the tide comes in.
They're just splashing you. I burn easy.
Yeah, so that's always a great way to win arguments.
Exactly. There you go.
That's what we were with a tapestry of facts. Also, blackmail does help to get a wife.
There you go. Yeah. That's wow. That took quite a turn.
Yeah, that's how we roll.
I thought your wife had a little bit of an accent. I thought she was mail order, but anyway, blackmail. I guess okay.
She keeps asking me for launch codes.
Something about helping her
darling,
country.
where is...
I don't know.
Your voice is very deep. Where are launch codes?
From Russia with love?
Yeah.
What's going on here? Am I James Bond?
Ooh.
No, dude, I've seen your...
James Bond. James Bond.
Is that Australian?
Let's think of the first Cockney Bond.
There we go. Oh.
No, Australian would be too cool. That'd be cool still. It
would be like Crocodile Dundee. You'd have to get Paul to play him.
Oh, yeah.
Except for, I believe he's passed.
I don't think so.
Really? I thought he did. I thought he was one a couple years ago, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Maybe you're right. What's his last name?
Oh, I don't know. You call that a gun? That's a gun.
Paul Hogan, right? That's what it is.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you thinking Hogan's Heroes?
No, also
showing the age, I guess, this episode.
No, Paul Hogan's still alive.
Oh, he is.
84 years old.
There we go. James Bond. I nominate
yes.
Paul Hogan.
Why is this not a... Yeah, well, that's not a gun.
This
is a gun.
That's smaller than mine. It's not how big it... Has this turned into an Austin Power movie?
So, yeah, Paul... So Paul Hogan, yes, he'd be great. I think I'm with you on nominating him for the next James Bond. Boom.
I know that we've talked about. Speaking of Bond, I know that we've talked about who should be the next James Bond. I don't know if we've talked about it recently or even since the rebranding. But who do you think the next James? I just want your thoughts. Okay. Can James Bond be black?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, I haven't read the book series.
Okay.
James Bond.
Sure.
But I actually don't think it should be that big of a deal if James Bond is black.
So you're okay with the new Little Mermaid too?
I have no problem with the new Little Mermaid.
Wow,
why would that be? What?
Wow, racist.
How is that racist?
No,
she actually has a very good voice too.
Yeah, I watched it. There was some things I didn't like about it, but
I didn't. But the thing about the live action Disney and quote unquote live action, a lot of it is still animated CGI. It's not animated.
Most of it is CGI,
but it doesn't quite like the movements of the people and the music. Even doesn't have the same spark as the animated.
Yeah,
there's something. That it just has a better beat and a better, the animations are flashier.
Yeah.
It looks more lively. Whereas I feel like you lose a lot of that in the live action.
Yeah.
I thought that, what is her name? Halle Berry?
Nope.
Halle Bailey. Is that what it is? Which one is it?
Yeah.
Is it Bailey?
Yeah. They all look the same to you, don't they? Wow. You heard it first here, ladies and gentlemen. It's Bailey.
Halle Bailey.
Not Halle Berry from
also,
Monster.
A very good actress.
Yeah.
In James Bond as well, wasn't she?
Yes,
wasn't
she was.
A Bond girl?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I thought Halle Bailey did a great job.
Yeah. No.
And I think she's got a fantastic voice.
Yeah. But I'm with you on the whole live action.
It doesn't have that same spark.
Like, I watched Aladdin, liked it. I thought Will Smith was funny as the genie. It was cool. I felt like it kind of kept with but there's something about the cartoon where it's just like the anime. It's like, all right, I like this.
I love Disney, the music from their animated musicals. I mean, I grew up on that. And,
right.
I tried to listen to the soundtracks of the new ones. I haven't seen them all. I saw the Little Mermaid. I think that's actually the only one I've seen of the live action. But I have tried listening to the soundtracks of the various ones. And it's just missing something. It's missing the magic, I think, is the best way to put it. I know that's really a broad, general thing, but it really is missing the magic. And even with the talent they have, because I think in Beauty and the Beast, Ewan McGregor wasn't he the voice of Lumiere?
Yeah, I think so.
And even him in the Be Our Guest for the new version, it just wasn't... It wasn't Jerry Orbach singing.
Yeah, it was.
Be our guest.
But see,
he did such a fantastic job with
right.
it.
So I think it could be a hit or miss with our generation because we did grow up watching the animation, the cartoons,
And there was something genuinely magical about the cartoons.
and you're just like awesome, and then you're like, okay, they're redoing it, and you watch it, and you're like, I feel like there's something missing. Like you said, it's just like it's not that they changed the actors or there's a different color of an actor, whatever. It's just like something's off. And it's not necessarily they did something bad. It's just there's something off.
Yeah, like in the scene for The Little Mermaid on the song that they had to change some of the words on, "Kiss the Girl."
Okay.
When they have all the different
Kiss the they.
No, they didn't quite go that far. But you have to get consent from the girl. You can't just kiss her. You got to make that
what's in
distinction.
this drink?
Yeah, well, that now you're opening a whole nother can of worms.
Oh, it's okay. I got some WAP.
There is probably something in that drink, though. But when the different plants are starting up because they have like wind in the woods and the different instruments, and they're all like wait a minute, they're the plant life around them essentially coming together, and the wildlife, the flora and the fauna coming together to create the music. It didn't have the same that's the best thing I can come up with because Disney's all about the magic, Magic Kingdom. It didn't have the magic that the animated series had.
Now my question:
and when the guy was singing it too, it didn't have the in the animated version. The guy who voiced Sebastian the Crab did just a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
The live action didn't have that.
No.
When you had the ooh sha la 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 la. It didn't have that same spark.
Now, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
We have Mulan. Why don't we have a Pocahontas?
Oh, but that's white people.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
You can't.
Okay, fair enough.
I hear Liz Warren, Senator Liz Warren, is actually
she's going to be Pocahontas.
She's going to be the live action.
She's
Pocahontas.
got the cheekbones for it.
She's got those high cheekbones.
Yeah, and she loves the turquoise color.
Yep.
So, anyways, James Bond.
Oh yeah, how'd we get from James Bond to Disney? And I'm just saying one more thing. I gotta say.
Because I said doesn't matter. Anyways, go ahead.
There is nobody. I don't care who. First off, I heard a little bit of Will Smith doing the genie songs from Aladdin. Horrible, garbage, trash.
Whoa.
That is Robin Williams is the only one, and Phil Harris, who voiced Baloo in Jungle Book and Little John in Robin Hood.
Okay, yeah.
You can't beat him either.
Yeah.
And he sang The Bare Necessities.
Oh, yeah.
That
simple bare necessities.
I mean, you can't.
No.
You cannot redo that. That's magic. That's gold.
Yeah.
I mean, with James Bond, can we get Sean Connery back to reprise his role?
I heard he's going to be M.
Is he? Oh, okay.
He got promoted.
Oh, wow. Good for him. No, there was somebody I heard, and I don't remember who it was now, but I was at the time I thought, oh, he'd be a good one.
Yeah.
Maybe it was Taron Egerton.
Who's that?
He was in The Kingsman.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yep.
And
I would absolutely. Yep.
Biopic of the singer. What, for crying out loud? What's the British singer? Elton John.
Oh, okay.
He played Elton John in that biopic.
I would
never
definitely
saw it, but
I would definitely be on board.
I heard him and I was like, yeah, I think he'd be a good one.
I don't get why. I don't get why the studio keeps picking like these guys that are like 40 plus. Like if you want them to do 4 movies, number one,
right, you need him to be a little younger,
probably. But not only that, it's like, was James Bond really that old in the books?
And I'm not sure on that.
Yeah, and that's.
Know.
But I mean, even still, it's like you want somebody that can pull off. Like when Tom Cruise started Mission Impossible, he's probably in his 30s.
Possibly, I think he was probably younger than that.
Real? Okay. Well, I mean, because the first one was in, 1998 or 99, I think.
The first Mission Impossible.
Yeah. I mean, he's still doing it, but he doesn't.
There's so many. It take me a minute to.
It doesn't. I mean, Tom
them.
Cruise doesn't look like he's aged since the 90s.
But that is weird. Yeah, it is weird.
It's because he's a Scientologist.
That's why.
Yeah, he gets all his neutrons and neurons from space. So that's what keeps him good looking.
That must
looking
be
young,
yes.
I guess, jumping on couches and whatnot. But I just don't understand why they keep going for like middle-aged actors and expect them to sign on for at least 4 movies.
1996.
Oh man, okay, all right.
And Tom Cruise, he's 61.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. He's much older than what he looks. The dude looks like he's in his mid-40s.
So, okay, I actually stand corrected. He'd be 33 when it started.
Okay, yeah. So he started when he was in his early 30s, right? But like when you look at some of the actors for James Bond, they look like they're starting in their early 40s.
Yeah.
And it's like, you want these guys to do 3, 4, 5, maybe 5 movies, and you're going over a span of a decade. Like, Daniel Craig by the last movie that he did, he was like, I can't wait to be done. These stunts are getting to me. He's like, I'm not as young as I used to be.
So I looked it up.
Yeah.
James Bond in Ian Fleming's stories.
Yeah.
Bond is in his mid to late 30s.
Oh, is he? Okay.
So in Moonraker, he admits to being 8 years shy of mandatory retirement age for the 00 section, which is 45, which would mean he was 37 at the time.
But
seriously, from an actual movie perspective, if you're, you can get an actor in his late 20s, early 30s who could look older.
I mean, you can
play that. If you're playing to have somebody do it for a while.
Yeah.
Daniel Craig, how old was he when he stopped doing Bond?
Well, it was 2019. I think he was 50.
He's 56 now.
Yeah.
So he was in his 50s.
Yeah.
That's
it's
a little past.
Yeah.
A little past the time.
That's the retirement of the 00.
Kind of more. I mean, especially when you have somebody in, because Daniel Craig really did a lot of action scenes.
Yeah,
and I'd say he probably did more than what the other most of the James Bond were suave, shoot 'em up.
Sure. Yeah.
But not really doing a ton of action stuff.
Right.
Like what they did, like a lot of stunts like they did with.
Yeah, and Pierce Brosnan's era, I like Pierce Brosnan as an actor. His 007s, though, too much CGI.
Oh, really? Okay.
I really thought it was way too much CGI.
Interesting.
But, that's... And I heard... I've heard some whisper about Idris. Like, I would love...
Idris Elba?
Yeah, Idris Elba. I would love to see him. I think that
he's quite old, though.
But yeah, and that's the thing is, like, if you guys wanted him, you should have signed him up and had a movie going right away.
They talked about him when they were when they ultimately landed on Daniel Craig. They should have got him. Talked about.
I was going to say then Daniel, but no, they should have got. I think he would have been fantastic. But the guy that you said from Kingsman, I think that he would be very good. Either that or I'm going to throw this name out there. For 007, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to hear it here first. Maybe not. Maybe you guys talk about it in your group, or maybe you have better things to talk about, like real-life things. Tim Hiddleston. Loki.
Tom Hiddleston?
That one, too.
And his brother, Tim.
Yeah. He has a brother. Calm down. Tom Hiddleston. Which...
Isn't he quite old, too, at this point?
Is he? He does not look it.
He's 43?
Oh, come on.
That's the problem. They let all these great actors go by.
Yeah.
Because I remember, too, I think before they settled on Craig,
Okay.
I think Clive Owen was in the running.
Oh, my
for
goodness.
it as well.
Another good one. Yeah.
He's now 59.
Jeez. Well, the
Because
studios...
was he in the Pink Panther with Steve Martin, and he was double in that he was 006,
yeah.
and Steve Martin goes, one short of the big time.
Yep. Yes. Oh, Pink Panther, but...
Oh, my word. I've got one. Okay, next episode, we're doing... another movie topic, but a movie series that they are redoing.
Oh. Okay.
I want to get your thoughts on this. So next episode, Friday.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, and that, hey, you know what? Tune in Friday, hear about some movie talk. I know you guys might not like it, but it's our podcast. So come in, have some laughs, join us with a drink, sit down.
What else are we going to talk about?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to... Politics? Who wants to talk about that? That's depressing.
Exactly. Who cares? So come join us Friday. Let's get your thoughts. This week, the poll is going to be, is Brent always right? That's it. That's
pretty
the whole
easy
poll.
to say no on that one.
No, it's just one yes. It's just one option.
There's going to be
yes.
several options for no.
Hey, until Friday, we'll catch you guys later.